What's up, Judah? So bear with me because I'm eating my ice cream and brownies and shit. I'm on limited time. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get into this. This is what I want to say to y'all, man. I really need y'all to rock with me, yo. Cause I'm trying to show y'all some stuff. I'm not here playing around with this shit. A lot of y'all might feel like I be playing around, which I do from time to time. But I'm really serious with this shit, right? Was having a debate with somebody. He brought up Eve. I suggest y'all go check out my video, the mystery of Eve or whatever. And again, I need y'all to let me know how my voice sound because sometimes my voice sound crazy. Sometimes it seems like I'm talking in a soft, sweet voice, and I don't even like hearing that shit. Sometimes it's the mic setup, or if I'm too far away from the mic. But let's get into this, right? We're gonna go to Genesis 3 and 24. And again, go watch my Mystery of Eve video, right? It says that only the man was banished from the garden. Pay attention to what I'm saying to y'all. It says that only the man was banished from the garden. It didn't say anything about Eve. Now, some Bible translations, like the New Livingston one, it would say them. But we know that's not the case. Only Adam was banished from the garden, which means Eve still had access to the garden. Now, let's go back to Genesis 1 just to give you a recap of what I said in part 2, right? And again, this is the King James version because a lot of Hebrew Israelites and Christians they say, "Well, how come you ain't never reading from the King James?" I tell y'all this: the King James version is the worst written version. Many of you have a hard difficulty even reading the King James version because of how it's written, thou shall not and all that shit. But we're gonna get into this, right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Like I said in my part two, right? Uh God said he made two trees, the tree of life and the tree of good and evil, right? In the midst of the garden. So in the middle of the garden, you want to say, or the midst of the garden, right? And if you keep reading, let me find that for y'all real quick. Right here. God only tells the man, who we call Adam, that he may eat from any other tree, but do not eat from the tree of knowledge and good and evil. So, from what I'm reading and what I'm gathering, God told Adam, you can eat from any tree, but do not eat from the tree of good and evil, right? So, check this out. Now, if we keep going, and it talks about the curses for disobedient. Let me show you this, right? God tells Adam that he's banished from the garden, and he said that the crops that you grow. Let me show y'all this real quick. I'm gonna show y'all this, right? God tells Adam that you will work the ground that you came from, and you will eat from the ground that you came from, that you work. So the ground that you work, you will work from it. But the ground that produces crops will be thorns and thistles or thistles, however you say it. All right, which means that Adam will have a hard time growing crops, from what I'm gathering from this, right? For being disobedient. He said Adam was to eat from the ground that he works, He never mentioned Eve. Again, so he didn't mention Eve eating from the ground that Adam works. And he clearly said that only Adam was banished from the garden, which means that Eve was still eating in the garden, y'all. Pay attention, right? Now let's get to that serpent. I said in my video that I believe the reason the serpent knew what he knew is because he was eating from them trees. Now, to back up my claim, when we go to the curses, let me see if I can put this in a better language for y'all. We're gonna do it like this. Again, it doesn't matter which Bible you read. It really does not. All right, so we're gonna do it like this, right? The reason why I say that the serpent had to be eaten from the tree because why would God mention something about the serpent eating? Remember, the curse was uh on your belly you should go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. So God made sure to make it clear to the reader that this serpent was to eat the dust all the days of his life. So why would God bring up eating? You got to ask yourself this, right? What was he eating before the curse was placed? You got to remember, God had just made the animals. So we don't, so I'm not even going to say we don't think. Are y'all saying that the animals was eating other animals? You gotta pay attention. Remember, these animals were just created because Adam named them, right? So what was the serpent eating? He had to be eaten out of the garden. And this is why God put this in here. I told y'all God don't put shit in the book for no reason. So the serpent was eating from the garden. These brownies and ice cream hit right now, y'all. All right. Now again, the Lord, the God of Israel, he talks about the serpent offspring and the Eve offspring. Again, this shit is real, bro. I was just on this video yesterday. You got a bunch of niggas in this small little group worshiping a serpent. And they talk about how the serpent made the universe. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pause it so y'all can listen to this foolishness, all right?
About the galaxies. Huh? Here we go with the source. It's perhaps also worth noting that the sun doesn't appear to trace a flat circle in one plane only. As it moves around the galaxy, the sun actually appears to bob up and down through the disk like a wave, huh? What was this that 5,000 years ago? Huh? The moon is a subvortex of the earth. The earth is a subvortex of the sun. That makes the sun and the stars and the other stars subvortexes of the galactic vortex, huh? Even the hurricane perhaps also were or solar phalanx. Why is that? Existing within the sun's vortex. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and so on are all corporeal worlds. And each and all of them are what?
Look, man, I'm not even gonna play all this shit because it's just foolishness. But pretty much this nigga went online to a fake website and they talking about how this snake, how the sun moves like a serpent, like a snake, because this snake created everything, yo. It's crazy talk. You know, a lot of niggas come on my page and say that the shit that I be saying is crazy. Listen to these niggas speak, bro. Listen to these niggas speak. These niggas is in their 40s and 50s telling people that a snake created the galaxy or the universe, created a snake and all this other crazy ass shit, man. Because these people are the serpent children, bro. Like I said, I'm not making this up. God doesn't put shit in the book for no reason. He said, I will put enmity. So that's like hostility, hatred between you and the woman and between your offspring and her offspring. These are the people that God was speaking about. The serpent children, the people that worship the serpent. They have a mind of their own. They have a mind of their own. They idolize and they worship, statues and shit. And they pay homage to the serpent as their god. They say that the serpent gives them wisdom. These are the niggas that God was speaking about. All right. Again, I got more. This is only part 3. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm out.